What are you waiting for? It's on. And your laugh is on. What are you waiting for? It's on. And your laugh is on. What are you waiting for? It's on. And your laugh is on. What are you waiting for? It's on. On your mobile phone. What are you waiting for? It's on your tablet when you're on. What are you waiting for? It's on your PC at home. What are you waiting for? It's on. In your lap. What are you waiting for? It's on.
What's going on? It's your hip hop culture specialist, Gypsy Rain, also known as Candy Rain, and I am bringing to you a special episode today, brought to you by our sponsor, GGGrand Productions. Special guest stop by the Cuddle Up Studios. We have Strong from Strong Productions here to talk to us a little bit about knowing thyself. That's right, slappers. Tell 10 of your friends today. In Your Lap is on. Check us out at www.inyourlap.com. From anywhere, your laptop, cell phone, tablet, you know what I'm saying, at work, we're here for you. Hoovering over the ATL 2015 Hip Hop Declaration of Peace going on every Thursday at 8 p.m. You can catch us live. Hit us up 770-899-8337. You know what it is. Let's get this show started expeditiously. You know I'm here for you. And the fifth principle of the Hip Hop Declaration of Peace talks about education and how we honor education as a means to peace and prosperity. So I'm taking the time out to talk to our sponsors and some of their affiliates and helping us to get to a point where we understand that hip hop honors education. And today with me, I got Strong. Let me see if I can get him in Studio B. Okay then, how you doing?
How you doing?
I'm doing real good, real good. Glad you stopped by. We are so excited that you finally got here. You know, I've been talking with you, and we've been chopping it up about family history and ancestry. I was learning about my own family history through GGGrand. Really excited about that.
Yes.
So first of all, introduce yourself
Yes.
to the people, and the camera's right on there.
Okay, how you doing, everybody? Yeah, my name is Strong. I go by that name because that's my Native American name. It's actually short for Strong Wiz. Strong is also the name of my production company called Strong Productions. And Strong Production is a company that was established in 2012. And basically what we do, we put out films that basically uplift and educate our minds. We basically uplift individuals, and we put out true facts.
True facts.
Yeah, true facts in our film. So we lace it with with some sci-fi here and there, but we actually try to put a lot of factual things inside our films.
Okay. So I brought you here today because mainly I know a lot of people that watch my show are really starting to be more conscious about who they are as no matter what race, because many people watch my show, but knowing a lot about family, where they come from. So I got a few questions for you that came from off our panel. And one of them is, how important is your last name when you're looking into family history and ancestry? How important is the last name?
Well, your last name is very important. It allows you to trace your ancestry. But the thing about that is that you only can trace your ancestry so far, because it depends on your last name. If you use, like for example, Barnes. Okay, Barnes is Anglo-Saxon. Now, if you trace your family lineage, now you only can go far as the Anglo-Saxon. Okay, you don't go so far as the Europeans who actually gave you that name. And when the time where You know, if either your ancestry came over here by way of slave, or there are some who were actually migrated over here. They were already free, that migrated to this continent.
Okay.
And from that point, you know, it all depends on if that particular group married into a European lineage,
Okay.
or this if it's a slave plantation, the slave that was there on that plantation was given that name based on its plantation owner.
Okay, that leads to like another question I had. Is it true? And you already basically said it. So is it true that some of us are actually Native Americans and not slaves? Is everyone of melanin color in America slave ancestry? Is everybody slaves ancestors? You know what I'm saying? Vice versa, ancestors slaves, or vice versa, or is some of us actually skip the slavery, or does all of us have slaves in our past?
No. All of us were not slaves. Okay. Basically, what happened is that you had some migrations here, and when the migration came over here, part of, like, so for example, they go by the name of the Olmecs. They were given the name Olmecs by the Aztecs. Okay, they were basically free. They were not slaves at all.
Okay.
And then you had the group that was brought here by way of the Mayflower, or you have the slave expedition that brought slaves over here for profit. Okay. Then you have, you know, those particular ones were slaves. Now, the only way you can find out if you were not a slave is by tracing your lineage to the point where it predates the formation of Georgia, the formation of the 13 colonies. Okay. So the only way you can find it out, you have to trace your ancestry.
You have to go back. And in your experience, how far back have people gone that you know about? When I say that, I mean, like, I have myself and them. I know my great grandparents. Have people gone further than 3 generations away? Past beyond that? Are you familiar with that? How far? What's your experience? How far back have you gone?
Well, we went back way past 4 generations.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
We went way back past 4 generations. We traced our ancestry before Georgia was created.
Okay. Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
So we found out that our great-great-grandmother was a free Moor. She was actually indigenous to this land.
Okay.
Yes, she was indigenous to this land. So she was not a slave.
Okay.
And now we got to talk about the tribe that she was from, or going back to Native Americans. Now, Native American is not a correct term to use to describe the indigenous people.
Okay. Do you have a better term?
Well, the better term is indigenous.
Indigenous.
Yes.
Okay.
And the term indigenous was created by the United Nations to accurately describe the original inhabitants of a particular region.
Okay.
Now, the region here is North America. All right.
Mm-hmm.
The indigenous ones that was here were blacks, or we call it New Moon.
Mm-hmm.
The name's Olmecs. Okay, they were the first ones that was here in this land. Now, Native American, anybody can be called a Native American. If you are born here in America, you are a native to America.
Okay.
Okay, that's according to the Black Law Dictionary.
Yeah.
So that's not a correct term to describe the originals that was here.
Okay. All right. So you're saying that, I'm thinking to myself, then, who we think are Native Americans aren't. We call them Indians, so to speak.
Indians, right.
Where does that race tie in? And I say race because they appear to be sort of more red than, I know we have many shades, but you know what I'm saying? The best way I can as a child growing up in America, I'm gonna say the Indians. Are they the true Native Americans? Who are those people? that we think were here
first.
Yeah, from the Pilgrim stories.
Right.
Taught them how to do the corn and all that. Is that true? That part of history true, or is
Yes, to a certain extent, it is true. But the thing is, they have a place in history as far as the Native Americans, as they call it, that was taught in school. You know, you got what you just said, like the red face,
right?
You got the more of the light-skinned tone, and you have the brownish sort of tone to their skin complexion,
right?
And the long straight hair. Now they were called Indians. Now Indians also is a term that's not correct.
Exactly.
You know, that's not a correct term to describe it. The Indians, or the word Indian, came from Christopher Columbus.
Okay. So that's still true.
Yes.
As far as we want to say,
exactly.
Christopher Columbus coined the people he saw on the land.
Exactly. The inhabitants that he came across, he called them Indians because his expedition was for Indians, to take them to India.
Okay.
So when he came to this land, he assumed that he was an Indian. So he labeled the inhabitants Indians. Now, Indian is not a correct term to describe the original inhabitants. Now, like I said, the propaganda out there, or the teachings that is being propagated now, is the red aquiline features, you know, slim nose, red skin tone, maybe light skin or brownish type of skin.
Bone straight hair in casinos.
Exactly, those particular ones.
In casinos.
Now, they are not the original ones. Okay, now there are evidence everywhere, artifacts that prove this to this day right now.
Okay.
That the original ones were basically Africans with the big nose, you know, those type of features that originated from Africa.
Okay.
Now those ones were the ones who actually migrated over here when land country was still connected thousands of years ago.
Okay then, and also I wanted to ask myself, okay, if, you know, again, I might have asked this earlier, but if I wanted to begin, how would you advise, let's just say a child, because we want to educate the children in the hip hop culture, how would I begin to, what's the best way to just begin to find out about, I mean, simply, not anything difficult. Of course, we go into the internet, but just what's your advice on just getting started? If I was a teenager and I wanted to know, do I just start with my parents, or?
Yes, you would have to start with your parents. You know, hopefully they have a birth certificate of their father or their mother. Okay,
I got it. What institutions in our community helps us discover who we are?
Well, the only institution that's a best source to go to is the archive. Okay, you have to actually take your information to the archive and try to pull up your lineage from there.
Okay. And the archive sounds a little bit like CIA, FBI. So what's the archives actually?
Well, you have the federal archive, then you have the state archive. Okay. And they are found in each state. You can go there and you can go, you know, once you go there, you can sign in, and then from there you can do your research from there.
So does it cost? It's like a library, or?
It's like a library. It doesn't cost anything.
But they want to know who you are when you're coming in.
Well, you have to have identification. Okay, once you go there. Now, like I said, you don't have to go so far with that. Okay, if you want to really trace your lineage back to the origins, you will have to find out the language that your people spoke, that our people spoke. Okay, and it's away from English. You know, we didn't speak English. Okay, we had other tongues that we spoke.
Okay.
And when you go to those other tongues, your name associates with that particular tongue. That means we didn't have the name Robin, Lisa, you know, or your last name Barnes, you know. Okay,
it was a different language, different tongue.
It was a different tongue. Okay, so in order for us to go further into our lineage, we have to go into different languages. We have to go into our African language. So that means you have to find out by doing the tracing. You have success tracing your lineage at the archives. Once you go there, then it's going to then you have to find out maybe by way of your living relative. Maybe they may have the information of your great grandmother. That using that for example, great grandfather, great grandfather. You may have some artifacts from their past that you can really find out the true information. And once you find that out, then you can go and try to search the language or to search the word or the name of that your great grandmother from your living relative, and try to find out the tribe that she was from. Or that he was from.
So it sounds like from your experience, just listen to you talk, that most of us will get into tribes and different languages very quickly as we get into great and great. Once we get into that, because of America's history. And that's why In Your Lap is very excited to have Strong Productions and GGGrand Productions as part of our marketing team, and we promote together because we are really into know thyself. That's what the hip hop culture is all about. So before we go, I just want to make sure you all know that Strong Productions and GGGrand Productions often take out the time to look at other family histories, other screenplays. Sometimes when you're going back and looking at your history, you run into some great stories. Sometimes tragedy, sometimes love stories, sometimes stories about events that happened in cities where your people grew up. So we are looking forward to GGGrand sticking around, letting us know what's going on. I think they got some auditions coming up in the ATL, Chicago, also in Ohio and Texas area. You can get that information here at inyourlap.com throughout the season. We got 18 episodes this season. Also, you can go to GGGrand.com and leave your information there, and someone will get back with you. If you have a family story, they would love to help you turn that into a screenplay. Love to let you know how you can go further, or if you're stuck somewhere, give them a hit at GGGrand.com. Is that right?
That's correct.
All right. You know what it is. Slap in your lap, another episode. You want to give some shout outs? We do that on this show. To anybody you know out there?
Well, I'd like to give a shout out to everybody out there that's listening. Okay. I want to give a shout out to them. And, keep your eyes open. You will see Strong Productions. You will see GGGrand. You will see all of the projects that we will put out. And please keep your eyes open, because you do not want to miss anything that we put out. So shout out to everybody that's listening.
Okay, appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right.
Wait for it's on. In your lap is on. What are you waiting for? In your lap is on. What are you waiting for? It's on. On your phone. What are you waiting for? It's on. On your tablet when you wrong. What are you waiting for? It's on. On your PC at home. What are you waiting for? It's on.